Hey, you know what? I had some really great comments when I reached out for requests, and Robin has kind of sparked a whole new mini-series on beginner strength. So what are some of the strengthening postures and practices we can give beginners, because they will have like some very particular needs. So even if our beginners are just new to yoga, but they may be athletes in other areas, they're going to have issues with their feet, I bet. So what I think is a great thing to suggest to a beginning yoga student is to get on the ball. So using yoga tune-up balls or lacrosse balls or tennis balls, and get them to start waking up their feet. A lot of people, when they first practice yoga, are so surprised at how tired their feet are and how poor their balance is. So one thing we can do to help them is to have them work at home on their feet. So there's lots of great information out there on how to work the feet, but systematically going through that whole plantar surface is going to improve their overall body proprioception. And if you don't know what that is, look it up. And it's really important for us to get people thinking along those lines. All right, so once they've woken up their feet a little bit, we're going to give them something to strengthen feet and ankles and prepare them for balancing poses. So I like to do this with a block between my lower legs, and I'm orienting my great toe straight ahead, heels a little bit wider. But what I intentionally do here is grip as though I'm trying to bring my heels together. And then I'll just shift my body weight. I want to have my toes splayed out as much as possible, and I'm shifting my body weight into my forefoot, squeezing the block as I come up. And then I'll lower down slowly, 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 and I'll lean into my forefoot, charge up my whole leg because I'm squeezing the block, and then bring it down. So this is not easy, even for somebody who's been practicing, so it's going to be a really good challenge for a beginner. So those couple of things are super important. And then the other thing beginners will really have a hard time with is ankle mobility. As most of us have lost ankle mobility because of wearing shoes with heels and having poor movement mechanics. So this unilateral squat is really good for that. So making sure they get the heel down and all the way back, and then just leaning into this. So you can do almost like a half malasana posture here. Get them leaning into that leg, keeping the heel down, making sure they're not cheating by letting the ankle collapse in. So Robin, you really have to make sure they hug toward the outside on this so that their arch stays lifted as they come forward, okay? This is just so beneficial, but really only if you're doing it properly. You know, there's no magic in the shape unless it's well aligned. So again, we're just keeping the heel down and we're leaning forward. So that is something that's going to get your beginners off to a good start. Wake up their feet and you will wake up their practice. So give that a try and listen for the next one. I've got lots of tips for beginner strength. All right, thanks for joining. Bye for now.